93 Boxing. I'm back with another video. Obviously it's 4:39 in the UK right now as I speak. Terence Crawford stopped Jeff Horn on the ninth round, I believe. Terence Crawford pretty much dominated. Jeff Horn did show he was in the fight, and a lot of those first rounds were convincing that Terence Crawford was winning, but Jeff Horn was still in the fight. But then slowly Terence Crawford started to go to the body and start controlling him, and later on he started playing with him. It kind of went in a way that I expected, but at the same time he did pretty much everything that I expected, but he exceeded expectations. He was doing it. He was doing the right things. Terence Crawford was a beast. He's a beast. And did his power carry up? Yes, his power carried up. I think Jeff Horn is a tough fighter. I don't know about Terence Crawford being the biggest puncher in there, but Jeff Horn is a tough fighter. Hard to drop. Terence Crawford dropped him and then he stopped him. Is the stoppage too early? Not really. I think Jeff Horn was getting outboxed easily, and he was getting hurt. It wasn't like a huge Maidana punch or like a Keith Thurman punch. Danny Garcia big punches is still hurtful punches, and he was landing loads of them. Terence Crawford was completely outboxing him. Jeff Horn wasn't doing much, and he easily beat him. Pretty easily beat him, man. I mean, in the late rounds, it was pretty easy. In the early rounds, Horn, he's a world-class fighter still, and he gave him a good fight. I thought Crawford would win 11th round or unanimous decision, but it became apparent within round 6, and actually earlier than that Terence Crawford would win, because Horn was getting tired, very tired. Crawford, the thing is, the reason why I predicted a bit later is because I was thinking maybe Crawford wouldn't be able to implement what he wants to implement, what he needs to implement, but man, he did it. And I think, looking at that, he beats Errol Spence. Honestly, I've said this, that I feel like there's some guys that do beat Errol Spence. Errol Spence is very good, but maybe not as good as people say he is, in my opinion. But I don't know, man. Errol Spence is special fighter. Terence Crawford is really good, really good. The skill level is wow, really good. I think Jeff Horn is I think Jeff Horn proved that he's a good fighter. He's the best. He's the most skilled fighter at welterweight. Might even be the most skilled fighter in the world. I would say, yeah. Might just be the most skilled fighter in the world. It's exciting, man. He went up to 147. There's a lot of guys that are like, not necessarily avoiding, like, people think of Danny Garcia, for example, avoiding fights. I think Danny Garcia will end up fighting these guys, but it's refreshing to see someone like Crawford who is willing to fight everyone. And if Crawford can actually get all the titles, like, he can actually do that. Garcia Porter fight's supposed to happen, but where is it? There's Errol Spence, Keith Thurman. What other title is there? I mean, actually, no, there's not one title he got right now. Yeah, looking at Bob Arum, so happy. I think Bob Arum will promote the hell out of him. He looked good, man. Jeff Horn wasn't any pushover. It's just Terence Crawford took him out, man. But at the same time, there's still a question. Hold on, let me hear what he has to say. Let me rewind it back. Yeah, it wasn't much. It was basically him asking basic questions. The interviewer was, Crawford might just be the best fighter out there. I heard Travis Scott is saying that Crawford will beat. I think he said he'll beat Errol Spence. I could be wrong, but maybe that's what he said, or maybe it was someone else. I think he could beat Errol Spence, man. Crawford's hitting harder than I thought he would as a welterweight division. That's one of the reasons I predicted the fight to be stopped later, if it does get stopped, where Crawford stops Horn. He's very physical. He was very strong. He was stronger than we all expected. He hit harder than I expected. Jeff Horn was no weak guy in there. It's just, I'm surprised Crawford's able to move up all these weights and he's still strong. I guess work ethic. He's strong, man. He's strong. He looks lean and everything, but he's very strong. I think he beats Spence, to be honest. I think he beat Spence. Yeah, Crawford hits hard. A lot of people gonna think that Spence hits harder, maybe, but by how much really? I don't think Spence is a huge KO puncher like people think he is. Um, and I think he's more skilled. Errol Spence is way more physical, way more stronger than Jeff Horn possibly, but nah, man. I think Crawford right now as I speak. I think Crawford beats him. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to comment down below. Subscribe to my channel, 93 Boxing. I'm out.